Hi guys, tonight I'm bringing you Nether. Now, I gotta be honest, I really wasn't expecting to play this game. In fact, completely forgot about it. I signed up for open beta back when I saw it on the video, and the more I watched it, the more I saw people play it, the more and more it looked like War Z, or Infestation Stories. I'm glad I did get accepted into this beta because it is nothing like War Z. Well, I mean, it's a little bit, but I mean, it's not nearly the same elements, not nearly the same problems as the problems that you would face playing other survival games, other specific zombie survival games. And you don't get that really tedious feeling that you get when you play those, where you just running from area to area, usually having to cover large parts of land, just doing nothing but running. Now, it's like this entire map is just a big city, and it's pretty fun to just run around and loot everything. Right now, the loot's really weird because I guess they had trouble with campers or whatever. But now you can just get the same loot from any loot spawn, basically. Now sometimes it seems like specific stuff spawns at specific stuff, like ambulances usually have like meds and whatnot. And yeah, it's not that big of it's not that bad. I mean, like, you just run around picking up a bunch of loot, and the problem with that could have is that it doesn't really give you like a goal, like an objective to reach a certain area or anything like that. But I think I can live without it for now, at least. I'm just hoping that doesn't get boring for me. But you just seem to just run around picking up loot, and the only place you ever want to go to is like safe zones. And those are camped technically. I mean, it's kind of easy to run up to a safe zone and get there before anyone can shoot you. Leaving, on the other hand, is not so easy. But they have a really good system that I'll explain in a moment. The Nether is what I want to talk about. These guys are nothing like fighting zombies. In other zombie games, you just run around. You can just outrun them most of the time. Jump on some object, you'll lose them somehow, and they're not hard to dispatch. These Nether, on the other hand, are just, they're crazy. You can't outrun them. They'll teleport to you. You have to fight them. If you try to not fight them, they'll kill you. They will kill you. And they're a little bit more challenging to fight. See how they just teleport around? When they jump out, usually, if you don't know exactly where they're going to jump out at, they'll hit you. And, what was I saying? Yeah, safe zones. You seem to be able to some people could just follow you out of the safe zone and just shoot you, and they have a good system against that, which is whenever you log out, log back in, you'll be somewhere random on the map. Now, that's not that big of a deal, considering that loot is there's no really like specific loot spawns, like good loot spawns anywhere. You just kind of jump in, and wherever you are, there'll be the same loot everywhere else. And that's a really good system if they keep things going this way. Now, right here I'm messing with the stats. These are really awesome because you honestly feel like, depending on how you're going for this life, is how you want to level up. You'll lose these levels after you die currently. But, I mean, if you get a gun, then you want to spec in the gun. If you don't have a gun, then you want to spec in the melee, because you'll start off with a melee weapon regardless. And the first melee skill, block, you might want to get anyway, because it's amazing against the Nether if you don't want to lose ammunition. Because block it's huge. Like, it'll really mean the difference. And yeah, the loot, however, like, it's kind of confusing. It's like sometimes you'll go into a building and it'll have like everything amazing all in just one little spot. You just tons of an amazing loot. Other times you'll spend hours just running around and find like nothing. Maybe you'll find like a pack of chips. And that's not very good right now because I've literally spent a couple hours just running around, not finding anything, and then starting to lose health because my hunger gauge just went down, and once it goes all the way down, you start losing health. And I've literally have died, not directly from that, but it's caused me to lose a bunch of health that led me to my death. And hopefully they do something about that. But there's a lot of things right now that they're like, right now as it is, it's like kind of fun to just jump in and play for a while, just loot for a bit. But I foresee a lot of problems that could come with like more content, like keeping your levels or having designated loot spawns, stuff like that. And one other problem is that not really a problem, just scared the shit out of me, but Nether sometimes just you just run in and it'll be everywhere. And see how I got shot, or I guess slimed just now? That's a screecher, I think they're called, something like that. And when they spit that goo on you, it attracts like 5 other Nether, just pop up out of nowhere. And as you can see here, they just go apeshit on you. And I'm actually really surprised that I survived here, because this was my first run playing this game, and I never fought that many Nether. I didn't know what to expect. And basically those little ones, little flesh-looking ones that just crawl at you are called crawlers. Little eyeballs there is called a seeker, and they can basically just spot you from really far away. And there's another one called a hunter, and I think those guys are a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger. They can shoot spikes at you, fun stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much covers most of them. The events are pretty amazing too. If you get a group of people, they're kind of dangerous, because if there's other people on and they want to go and do the events, then obviously you'll be in danger of being shot by other people. And yeah, you'll notice this what the safe zones are, because they're marked on the map, and they're usually covered in huge walls or some kind of obstacles or whatever. But they have pretty the global inventory is kind of small, but basically if you look at this, if you ever played War Z, it looks exactly like War Z, and that can be a little skeptical, I guess, or not skeptical, sketchy. And but I don't really care. I don't have a problem with it. If you have a problem with War Z, then you might have a problem with this game, I guess. But I would recommend at least giving it a shot, because it's still pretty fun to play as it stands right now. And they have a marketplace, you know, microtransactions. They have to get money, keep on getting money somehow, I guess. Nothing too substantial in there, just basic survival needs, but a lot of stuff you can buy with in-game money, and you can sell everything. And there's even useless stuff for you to sell that you can just stockpile if you want, and then just sell all at once. Every time you die, you lose a little bit of your cash. So I don't know, maybe one strategy you can try is just like stockpiling one type of useless item, because things tend to stack forever, but you do have a limited amount of global inventory, and it's pretty small compared to how War Z was. I think War Z was actually like just infinite stuff. I'm not sure, never really reached the max. But when you get low health, man, it is something else. You start the first time it happened to me, I freaked out. This is it pretty much. And I felt like I just wanted to die, because I was hearing these screams. I just didn't know what was going on, and I was just hoping to God this one little crawler didn't kill me, because yeah, that would have really sucked. And surprisingly, I made it out of that attack. I was still freaking out. I didn't really know what to do, if I wanted to just accept my death or try to make it back to the safe zone. Fortunately, I did make it back to the safe zone, and to store all my stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to cover for this right now. It's definitely a good game. As it stands right now, it's pretty fun, and I would recommend playing it or giving it a shot at least. Even though it looks like other games, it's not. It's a different feeling. It's a fun feeling, and should definitely be considered. So thanks for watching, and here's me finally dying.